Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast with all of the gumption. Today, we are going to be discussing topics that we definitely have readily prepared and have been working on for the past 2 weeks since we've had that much time since our last episode to figure out what we were going to talk about for this one. Right?
Yeah, I've got like a list of topics in front of me.
They're called news articles.
Yeah, it's called the front page of the tech news.
Yeah, like the riveting question or statement of oh no, it's a question. Did you know that salt can make your stress levels rise? That's kind of crazy. I didn't know that.
We're gonna mention it in the intro and then not talk about it at all the rest of the
Yeah, no,
episode,
we're not
so
talking about this at all whatsoever.
turn it off because that's not actually what we're talking about.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, you know this. You know the deal. This is a Star Wars reference, almost as obscure as this podcast, and we're gonna roll the intro now.
Dude, my cursor disappeared on Firefox. There's this weird bug on Firefox where my cursor just disappears and I cannot use it anymore.
Get on my level and
Great.
get Google Chrome.
No.
Yes. Listen, man, Firefox steals your data too.
Yeah, but at least they tell you what data they're stealing.
I feel like Google does too. They just are very not open about it. Like they have to legally tell you what they're taking.
Yeah, but they don't. They're not like upfront about it.
Yeah, but
At least in
like,
Firefox, they're like, is it okay if we send all this data back to ourselves?
what can you say? No.
Yeah.
But they still have to sell your data to make money. That's why it's free.
Yeah, to some extent.
So like,
Are we back on the podcast? Or
all
are
of
we
the
just,
times
talking?
you say no, it's only a matter of time before you're not allowed to say no anymore.
Are we podcasting again? I think we're podcasting.
We are podcasting.
Okay,
I thought it was a
'cause-
great bit to talk about your cursor being stupid.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
Well, I was kinda
Firefox
lost.
anyways.
I like Firefox a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Firefox
Well,
project.
their logo has been getting worse since like 2017.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
No, here I'm gonna look up Firefox logo history, and then I'm gonna put it up on YouTube. And if you're a audio listener, you are stupid.
You gotta change the cover thing. Just put the Firefox logo for the.
Yeah, the 2017 one looks way better than the newest one.
Does it? I haven't
Yeah.
actually. Let me see here.
Actually, they made it even worse because they straight up just got rid of the fox now. The 2019 one's actually pretty fire. Now, the 2019 one's pretty fire, but now it's just like a circle. Well, I don't know what's up with that.
The fox is still there.
No, it's not.
Oh, there's a new one?
Yeah, look, like if you go to Mozilla.org and you look, wait, what the heck? I think I'm being, they reverted it.
Okay, good. Because that one's like, yeah.
Okay, the 2019 one looks good. I like the 2017 one still, but I gave the 2019 one props because it has purple in the logo.
Yeah.
This is a
Well,
very visual bit.
It looks like they just took the oldest logo, right? If you start in 2004, if there was just like a smoothness slider, and they just continued to slide it all until 2019.
They just made it smoother and
It
smoother.
just kept getting smoother and smoother.
And then 2019, they also smoothed it more, but then they decided to change up the colors a little bit.
Yeah, I like the contrast with the new purple though.
I do like that purple. That's a very, very pretty purple. I will give it that.
Yeah, good color. Good color
Also,
choices.
Gradients are pretty epic.
Yeah. And they're kind of tough to do, so props to them.
Not anymore. In Photoshop, you take your two colors and then you just slide it
Oh, cool.
across the circle and it creates a gradient.
Used to be challenging.
All of you people, you can go look at my YouTube channel and see that my thumbnails have gradients in them.
Wow.
Well, two of them.
Some advanced level stuff.
I know. It's crazy.
Anyway, what's new with you these last 2 weeks?
I have been being such a productive person. No. I've been streaming a lot. For those of you who don't know, twitch.tv/thebeastgaming. I'm live every Tuesday and Saturday, unless I'm not. Um, but my most recent stream, I decided to do something different because I've been like really struggling with content ideas recently. So I was like, what if I just react to memes on stream and then make that into a YouTube video? So that's what I did. And actually that was one of my better streams, so I don't know how to feel about that yet. But but video coming soon about memes, and it's probably gonna be terrible, but I figured I'll try something new out because
I feel like you're like
I don't know.
a year too late for the try not to laugh trend.
No, it's still definitely a thing.
I don't know, man.
With streamers, definitely.
Okay, well, I don't watch a whole lot of streaming. But
Listen,
on YouTube,
I watch Ludwig, bro.
on YouTube, the genre does not exist that much.
That's
anymore.
not true. That's what Ludwig does all the time.
I don't
like
watch him.
well, that's a problem because he's pretty cool.
Okay. I feel like the new thing that's in though is like the reacting to the shorts, which is like
I did see that.
then you get like this shortception where it's like a short of somebody reacting to a short.
I don't make shorts though.
Some of those people make me really annoyed. I'm like, okay, that's just a dumb take.
Well, isn't that the point of the internet? Is that everybody's kind of stupid?
No.
Oh,
I like hearing thoughtful and realistic takes on pop culture topics.
I feel
Like here on the podcast.
Oh, you want to know about that actually? So everybody, I got an email 8 days ago that I have since ignored from a man named Jonathan Davis,
Oh, really doxing him.
who is the Wisdom Talent team. He's on the Wisdom Talent team.
I've heard that name before.
I looked up Wisdom, and it's like basically this like app where you go on there as like a person, and then people can ask you questions and then you answer them, and the whole point is that it's trying to be a social media with actual thought provoking things happening and not just like dumb people being dumb. And he goes, hey, won't you please claim your podcast on Wisdom? I'm impressed by your pod and want your unique voice on Wisdom. The Wisdom app is a great way to grow your listeners while engaging in conversations that matter. By the way, every sentence he like double spaces for some reason. We're venture backed, here to stay and doing things no one else is. We know podcasting. We love the intimacy, and we want to make podcasting social. So, transform your listeners into a community. Let them share, like, and comment on your talks, answer their questions, give them special live shows, and track it all with creator-friendly analytics. Join us, it's free, and we need you. Our goal is not to have every podcast on Wisdom, it's to have the wisest podcasters. We want you a Nyix podcast on Wisdom. Can I please send you the link so you can claim your podcast and start growing your listeners? I'm happy to answer any questions you may have too. 4 days later. Hi, did you get my last email? I'd really like you to claim your podcast on the latest social audio app. Let me know if you're interested. Here's the email I sent before in case you didn't get it.
He really is scraping the bottom of the barrel if he's coming to us. It's like we have like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 regular listeners. It's I feel like I've heard of Jonathan Davis before though. Like I just looked him up and he has a Wikipedia page talking about him being an American singer-songwriter.
I don't think this is the Jonathan Davis. I think that's probably another Jonathan Davis.
That's what I'm confused about, right? Because it's like doesn't make any sense. I don't remember exactly who Jonathan Davis actually is though. That's why I'm confused.
So here's the thing though, is that when I saw this, I was like, I'll look at Wisdom to see what it is because maybe it's interesting. But this is obviously some marketing scheme for like a small social media app to try to grow its audience by reaching out to smaller creators, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked up a Reddit thread about Wisdom, and this one person was like, yeah, this one person, they reached out and they said they really liked my podcast. So I asked them a question about what they enjoyed, and haven't heard from them since. I was like, wow, really? You're telling me that they didn't actually listen to your episode and they're just finding any podcasts possible?
Yeah, copy paste.
Jonathan, if you're listening though, if you actually do really enjoy the pod, feel free to email me again and like, please email me the words "wisdom is an app." No, that's too easy because you can just say that.
Might accidentally get that.
Yeah, might actually get that. No, actually send this. Say, I love the Nyix podcast, and then copy and paste that 50 times, and then I'll respond to you, and then I'll join Wisdom, guaranteed.
I don't know,
Copy
man.
and paste it 50 times.
I feel like I own 51% of this podcast based on prior discussions.
don't own it,
I can override your idea of
You
joining
don't-
Wisdom here.
I do literally everything for this podcast. This is easily a 70-30 split right now.
What? I don't know what you could possibly be talking about. I have to show up
Oh, so hard.
and bring
So hard.
topics sometimes.
Man, dude, if only, man. The only thing I do is like edit, make thumbnails, and
Hey,
make
listen,
sure
you
you
told me
actually
that
show up.
you told me that all of the thumbnails have been the same, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, I
You
want to
haven't
start.
made a new thumbnail.
Well, I made a new thumbnail for our one live episode. It's hard to make a good thumbnail when we don't have our faces at all. That's what
Mhm.
you want from me, man. Dude.
You can
I
use
don't
my
know.
face.
Yeah, no, we gotta get Jonathan
Since
Davis on the
my-
podcast, though.
Yes, let's have him on. Invite him. This is our formal invitation.
Yeah, Jonathan, if you're out there, if you're actually listening,
Let us know when to record. We'll set you up with the Mumble
Yeah.
link.
you 50 pastes of I Love Nyx podcast in my email inbox. I'll join Wisdom, and we'll have you on the podcast, mate. That should be fun.
That's a great deal, right? If he
That
likes
is
our
a good deal.
podcast so much, that's such an amazing deal for him.
Yeah, it's honestly because I'm joining too, and you get paid. I'm sure you get paid when people join, Jonathan. So like, come on, man.
Do it. You'll get paid for being on our episode, just not by us.
Yeah, and he's impressed by our podcast and wants our unique voice on Wisdom. So like,
And he said
Like-
we were the wisest content creators. He
yeah,
wants-
he wants the wisest, and he reached out to us.
Wow. That's so deep.
'Cause we're so wise all the time.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Uh,
I guess for me, these last couple of weeks have been they're like weirdly busy, but also very slow. So like, I've just been working a lot, basically, which means not a lot of time to do any other stuff. It seems like we just kept missing each other. We were like, let's record podcasts. Like, I can't do tonight. Can you do tomorrow? No, I can't do tomorrow. Can you do the next day? So we've been we want to get it out though, because we're really trying to get back into a consistent schedule, even if this episode's probably gonna be a little rougher than the last couple.
Yeah. Yeah, probably, but yeah, no. I'd like to start being more consistent. I mean, because I didn't get the Christmas special episode up until like Tuesday, so if I can get this one up like Monday or Tuesday, then we'll have a week between those two.
Monday, get it up by Monday, right?
Yeah, well, that's
This
the goal.
This podcast will be published by Monday.
That's the goal.
December
Except for
26th.
I wanted to record this episode of the podcast about 4 hours ago, but you were asleep apparently.
Yeah.
And so I was going to record it and then immediately start working on it. But now I have to record it and immediately start preparing for people to come over. Because for everybody who doesn't know, it is currently Christmas Eve when this episode is being recorded. And we are hoping to have it out the day after Christmas.
Yes. Tight schedule, but I don't know. We need to get into a schedule. So if we're just like, we're trying to set deadlines for ourselves, even if they are very artificial.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. First, like, subtopic here. I want to talk about Chat GPT. So for anybody who's unfamiliar, this is a new AI bot that has been published by OpenAI. Pretty cool company. And they make some cool stuff. You might have seen they're one of the major companies that are developing like AI image generators and stuff. So they're doing some cool stuff. But ChatGPT is really like one of the first like real AI AIs that's been published that you can just go to their website, sign up for an account, and just talk to. Which is wild to me because, like, I don't know. I started asking it some questions. I was in one of my classes, and I started asking it some of the questions like that we were talking about in the class.
Yeah.
And it was like impressively accurate. I was like, wow, either this thing's read a lot of Wikipedia, or the people that were developing it actually kind of know what
Well,
they're talking about.
Isn't that the whole thing about ChatGPT though? Is that it's not connected to the internet?
Is it?
It's
I don't know. I
because
hadn't seen that.
I just watched a new Linus Tech Tips video. They actually did a video on making a PC using the Chat GPT, and
Oh,
it
I
couldn't
think
actually recommend you like parts or anything because it doesn't actually like it's not actually connected to the internet, so I can't find you stuff.
really.
That was like the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I can't find you stuff, but it can like give you like short summaries on stuff, which is very crazy, right? But the interesting thing too is that like people are like this article that I'm looking at is talking about how like novelists are using it. Like usually, okay, there's like a specific genre where this kind of works, where it's like kind of like that sci-fi, usually dystopian, like AI maybe took over the world or something type books,
Mhm.
and they're like actually using the AI, and they can talk to it and they can tell it, you know, you can ask it questions. Basically, I think is the big idea,
Yeah.
right? And it's like every time you ask it a question, it writes like a 1 or 2 paragraph response. So it's like it's really strange because of how well it works. Like I said, I was asking it about like technical topics, and it was just like giving very well written and short responses to the questions that I had. And one of my friends actually said that he used it for coming up with ideas for his paper. He was just like, give me 10 ideas for this. And it was like, it gave him a list of ideas. And he said some of them were actually usable, unlike AIs in the past, which just spat out complete nonsense.
That out nonsense. Like episode 4 of the podcast when I did the AI story.
Yeah.
It just kind of like it's really funny, but it's not useful. It just like
No.
spouts things.
Right. And it's actually become quite popular on YouTube. I'm sure people have noticed that watch YouTube. Everybody is doing the AI stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean it's the new cool thing. You got to get those views, man.
Like LTT did a video. I think their title was like AI made me build this computer.
This
or
is I
something
have
like
to do
that.
everything this AI says.
Yeah, okay. I didn't actually watch the video.
I watched the
because-
video. It was a good video.
I don't know. I'm already kind of bored with the AI content. But I did watch, there's this blacksmith that I watched that used it. Alex Steele. I don't know if you watch Alex Steele. He's a good YouTuber. Go check him out if you like blacksmithing and stuff.
Woodworking.
Wow. But he also did pretty much the same thing where it was like, it's almost Christmas. I need some ideas. And he typed it into the bot to ask ideas that he could blacksmith for his wife for Christmas. And it came up with 10 like feasible blacksmithable items that he could make. And he actually did one of them, which is like crazy to me, right? Maybe we should go next podcast episode. We're going to Chat GPT.
Yeah, we should just do chat. Oh my goodness, that's such a great idea. We
That's
had
hilarious,
AI
actually.
come up with our topics. That's the title. That's the title. Thumbnail is like the Chat GPT logo, and then my face, like, oh.
No. You need to put the HAL 9000.
Oh,
Are you
you're
familiar
right.
with that? Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, but then we're insinuating that the AI is gonna murder us.
It might.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, but AI is all the buzz right now, and it's kind of cool. Just look up ChatGPT, and you'll end up on the OpenAI website. Again, you have to make an account, which is kind of annoying. I don't like making
They're
accounts for
probably
stuff.
stealing your data.
They probably are. Well, and they're very so OpenAI is an open source, and they're kind of a very open group. So they're very public about what they're using your conversations and stuff for.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because obviously they need to get some benefit if they're opening this tool to the public. And their benefit is that they're using your conversations with the AI to kind of train it and make it better, which in my opinion seems pretty okay. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not mad about. And it's like I know that it's happening because there's a very good disclosure whenever you sign up and when you open the bot, they're like, "Hey, this is what we're using your data for." It's like it's not going to any third parties or anything. We're using it to train our models to improve the conversational ability of our AIs, which is super cool that you can also contribute to, making it better. And I don't know. I've got pretty mixed feelings about it because like I don't remember, I think like a year ago or something like that, there was another kick where everybody was using the AI, but it was like
Yeah.
it was like the dumber version of the AI. So I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember, all of those videos were pretty stupid.
It's really dumb. It's just
Because yeah, it was just the AI doing stupid
incoherent,
stuff.
just like incoherent speech.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I was like I kind of had a negative view on it whenever I first started seeing all these videos come out, but I've actually been pretty impressed by it.
Yeah.
Just because of how far it's come. And I
Yeah.
think the novelty will wear off soon enough, but I think that there's a lot of people that this tool actually is meaningful for.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
Again, like
It-
this novelist
having a
type thing.
Actual
it's
chat bot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know how some websites have like chat bots that like tech support bots or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're all useless,
Yeah.
and it's like it immediately just redirects you to a a human being, and you're like, no, I wanted to talk to you because I hate social interaction.
Well, but the chatbots, the way they work is they're not really AI. They're just like,
Well, I know they're not. They're automated, but I'm saying the possibility to use AI for stuff like that
that would be pretty nice.
would be very
Especially
useful.
if it can come up with useful responses to like niche questions, right?
Yeah.
Because there's been times, one in particular I can think about. I was talking to CenturyLink because I needed to figure out some stuff with them, and none of their actual people, their like level 1 technicians that I kept getting directed to, had any idea what I was talking about. And instead of forwarding me to higher level technicians, they were like, "Why do you need to do that?" And I was like, "Because I want to. Why is this a problem?"
Yeah.
And so basically, I ended up having to figure it out by myself, which took way too long. And if there was a useful bot that actually had useful responses, other than just looking for keywords in my statement and then searching their frequently asked questions pages for keywords and then sending me articles that were not useful.
hmm
So I don't know. Could be really cool stuff. And I mean, like, the AI image generators are doing some pretty cool stuff too. I don't know if
Yeah,
you messed
Dolly.
around with those at all.
I did. You remember I sent you that one image?
Oh, yeah.
Darth Vader. Yep. Darth Vader eating a hamburger.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
find that on my Twitter account, everybody. Go follow me over at twitter.com/@beasttg, B3STGG, because someone stole the Beast Gaming.
Wow.
Um, Also, you can also follow the Nyix podcast on Twitter now, everybody. Twitter.com// slash Nyix podcast or whatever. Yeah, they don't do ats. That's wrong. It's just Twitter.com/Nyix podcast, where you will find riveting tweets such as me posting about the Christmas special being out.
Was Nyx taken? So we had to put Nyx podcast.
Well, no, I just want to put podcasts.
You should have just done Nyx. That would have been
wait.
so much shorter.
Here, let me see. Is Nyx taken? Here, hold
Oh
on.
my goodness.
It's not. This guy
This
doesn't
guy.
exist.
This guy.
At Nyx was available.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Did I change my ad? Is that possible?
Yeah, you
Here.
should look into that because that would be much better.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad though because if we use it correctly, it's not that big of a deal. Like sending out the links to the OpenAI website where you can find ChatGPT and stuff would be nice. So that people have a place where they can find it. In addition to like the descriptions of stuff, you know.
hmm
But like that would be a nice tweet. Just be like, "Hey, we talked about this in the podcast this week. Check out the podcast and check out the tool. It's pretty cool."
Yeah.
See,
And
like
it'd be
classy stuff like
awesome.
that, I'm not mad about. But also like,
You
kind
just
of
don't like.
shameful to have a Twitter account.
I feel like it's only shameful because you don't like Twitter.
That's true. I'm also not directly associated with the account, so I'm not that mad.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be like in the description, owned by the Beast
Beast
Gaming
Gaming.
and BKP5.
No, don't put me in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Darn.
do.
I did
You can't
comment on
stop
our
me.
last podcast on
You
YouTube.
did. You said no comment. You were
'Cause I wanted to
very
boost
funny.
engagement. Yeah, I actually listened to it. This was the first time I actually went back and listened to one of our podcasts.
I also commented after you commented.
Did
No?
you?
Yeah.
I saw that you hearted my comment, but I didn't see your reply comment.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't reply. I went on my YouTube channel and replied.
Oh.
I said, here, what did I say? I don't even remember. I'll be real with you.
That's funny.
I said, such a great podcast to listen to when you're waiting for Christmas because I'm funny.
Wow.
I couldn't come up with anything because like this is such a great blank to do when blank, and I was like, what's funny? And I was like, man, I got nothing.
You should have
I don't
asked.
know.
You should have asked ChatGPT. What should I comment on my own video?
Goodness. ChatGPT for the win, everybody. Dude, I
Let's
should
go
just
test this
I
out
should
live
just-
on podcast.
I should
Go
just-
do it right now.
I'm gonna make an account real quick. Hold up.
Oh, you don't have an account? I have an account. Okay, let me see.
Well, no, but I need to do it.
Oh, that's true. You're the one that's
Wait,
asking
I
the
have I
question.
have an OpenAI account already though.
It should be the same. Should be the same.
Should be able to just log in with my Google account, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, we're done. Yeah, because I've used OpenAI for the other thing.
Oh, Dolly.
Well, no, I've used for episode 4 when I did the AI
Oh,
story.
really? That's what that was from?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was somebody who used OpenAI because it's like you said, it's open source.
Yeah.
You can use it on your website. But yeah, that's what it was though.
I don't actually remember my login.
What was I gonna do again?
Ask what you should comment on your own video.
What should I comment on the Nyix podcast YouTube channel? It says it's always a good idea to leave a genuine and thoughtful comment on a podcast YouTube channel. Some possible things you could comment on include what you liked about the podcast episode you listened to, any sense or takeaways you had while listening, any questions or topics you would like the host to explore in future episodes, how the podcast has helped you or improved your life in some way, any constructive feedback or suggestions for improvement. It's important to remember to be respectful and considerate in your comments and to avoid making inappropriate or offensive remarks. Hold on. And what's cool about the chatbot, everybody, is that if you keep typing, it's going to take your previous questions and its previous answers and like keep building on it. That's what's really nice, is that it like uses context instead of just like spatting out a new thing every time. So if I go like, how do I make my comments funnier? Then it'll say, making a comment funny can be a great way to engage. Well, okay, and add some levity to your conversation. Here are a few tips for making your comment funnier. Use humor to your advantage. Try. This is just the WikiHow article.
Wow.
Use memes or GIFs. That's so right. That's so right.
Dude, you should have put a meme in your comment.
Hold on. How do I make my YouTube comment funnier? I can't do GIFs.
Well, you could put memes in there, though. People do that all the time.
Here are a few tips to make your YouTube comment funnier. Okay, well, this is just
the same thing.
This is what should I comment verbatim? It's a really good idea to simply copy and paste someone else's comment as your own. It's important to be original and authentic in your interactions, and repeating someone else's words verbatim can go across as unoriginal or insincere.
Wow. It's telling you to come up with your own ideas, Nyx.
Oh no.
Take that. Yeah, the other cool AI I've messed around with recently was Dungeon AI. Did you mess with that one at all?
Dungeon AI?
Yeah.
I think so. Hold on.
So it's like a game almost, where it's like you can tell it what to have your character do, and it will
ran
like
out of
generate.
time though, and I didn't get to do a whole game.
Oh, you ran out of time on what?
There's timer
On Dungeon AI?
Yeah.
Really? There was no timer last time I used it.
When
Maybe
was the
they've
last
got
time
too
you
many
used
people
it?
using it.
When
It's
was
been
the
a
last
while.
time you used it? Yeah, I used it recently.
That one's really cool too, though.
Yeah.
That one, like, you tell it what you decide to do, and it will it'll just give you like a story based on your response.
Yeah.
Some people have made cool videos around this one too. I think was it Corridor Crew that made a video about the Dungeon AI?
That
they're like,
who that is.
Corridor Crew?
Yeah.
You've never watched Corridor?
Nope.
Oh my goodness, dude. They're the ones that do like the VFX artist react and stuff. Have you seen those videos?
Maybe.
Okay, well, they make some pretty good stuff. You should go watch them. But they made a video where they used the Dungeon AI to generate a story, and then they acted that story out and edited it into a video.
Yeah.
It was great. It was hilarious because sometimes weird stuff happens with the AI because it's not like perfect. But it's pretty good, good enough that it could come up with like a mostly cohesive story, only occasionally making mistakes.
Yeah.
So
No, Dungeon AI is pretty cool too, because I have used that previously when I was getting into my whole Dungeons and Dragons kick, but I didn't have friends yet.
That one's cool. Check that one out too.
Yeah.
Links to all these tools in the description, right, Nyx?
Yeah. It'll be there.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Definitely.
Anyways, any final comments on the AIs?
AI one day will kill us all, but right now it seems pretty hype.
I saw a I saw a YouTube short. I don't know how accurate it is. that was talking about times AI has turned evil. It was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, this is complete nonsense.
This is well, it's a short, so I mean, did you
Yeah.
expect it to actually be something
No,
useful?
I don't know
at
why I
all?
was on YouTube Shorts. It's a bad place to be. Don't go there.
Yeah, no, that's what I do. Sometimes also I end up on Reels on Instagram, and I'm like, this is
Ooh.
even worse.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Yeah, no, I'd do it though, because I get funny memes.
Yeah, but cool stuff happening in the AI world. I don't know. There's like image recognition and stuff happening still too, which is cool.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I don't want people to know who I am.
Then just wear
can't-
a mask all the time.
I
Pretend
can't
like
get
pretend
away
like,
with crimes.
pretend like you're afraid of COVID and just wear a mask all the time.
COVID is very real. I can't believe that you are saying this.
No. But pretend like you're afraid of it.
I am.
Oh, okay. So
if
then
I-
wear a mask all the time,
what
and
if
nobody
I
will be able
die?
to see your face.
I don't want to wear a mask.
Well, then everybody's gonna see your face, and the AI is gonna be able to find you.
I'll find the AI first.
Oh, okay. Very, very deep.
Very deep and meaningful.
Yeah.
Just like this
okay.
holiday season, everybody.
Wow, that was a rough transition.
No, it wasn't.
that was a rough transition.
Guys, spend time with your family. Because one of these days they'll all be dead. And
True.
you won't be able to spend any more time with them. Also, Christmas gifts, I like them, but they suck because it's too much stress.
Stress? Why are you stressed?
Because you gotta get stuff for people, and
Just
people
ask.
are cringe.
Just ask ChatGPT what you should get.
Oh, that's so right. That's so right. That's so right.
AI holds all the solutions.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Sorry, I'm trying really hard to get off this topic.
Yeah, but you brought it up, and now I gotta ask.
All right, let's see what happens.
A thoughtful, heartfelt gift, such as a handwritten note or homemade gift. That's really easy. I can write a note.
Yeah, do it.
I'll say. I'll sign my name, and I'll be like, keep this when I'm famous.
Genuine certificate of authenticity that it came from the Beast King.
Yep.
You knew me before I was cool.
Yeah, it's like now if anybody asks, like, what does your son do? I'd be like, whip this out. He's a streamer.
He's a streamer. That feels. I feel like if one day I had a kid and I was like, yeah, my son, he streams on Twitch.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a proud parent thing. Just saying.
But if they're successful, though.
That's true. Most people, I feel like, also still don't really understand what being successful in content creation looks like, though. So it's like you tell your friends, hey, my son, he's a Twitch streamer and he's successful. They're like, oh, that's cool. Anyway.
Oh my goodness, I just remembered something. Oh man,
did
you
you
just
remember?
sparked something in my mind. Okay, so on I think it was Tuesday night. Yep. Yeah, Tuesday night. I went to a rec center to play for a friend of ours. They do Christmas carols like every year.
Okay.
And
I thought you were
they
going
like
to play sports, and I was like, how come I wasn't invited? But that's okay. You don't need to invite me to
Yeah.
Christmas caroling.
they were like guitar, and I was like, I do that.
Dude,
And then they were like,
Ho,
all
ho.
right, 2 days before the rec center, we're gonna send you 8 songs. That was awesome. And I
Brutal.
didn't learn any of them. I just had the chords, so it was really rough the entire time. But
Ooh.
I didn't
Slacker.
really feel bad because they didn't give me any notice whatsoever.
2 days before.
Yeah, but regardless, I get there and hanging out, and there's this old dude that's friends with the people, and my grandma start talking to him. And then I'm like, after everything's done, I was like, I want to stream tonight. I was like, we gotta go. It's like already like 7.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stream. Come on, I gotta get those Prime subs. And so I get up to go pack, and my grandma over here, she talks to this guy, and she goes, and I'm wearing my my merch sweater, by the way, the Nyix podcast sweater. And she goes, oh yeah, he streams on Twitch, and she just blurts that out. And then she's like, and he does YouTube, and he's a podcaster. And I was like, and she's like, he's actually wearing merch that he made. And this guy goes like, I'll buy it.
What?
And then he's never heard it or anything. And my grandma's like, you gotta buy her. And then I'm like, I just laugh it off because I'm like, ha ha ha, funny. I don't want your
I'll buy
money.
it too. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I don't want your money, man.
Yeah.
So I'm packing up, and then I overhear him go like, does he have anything on underneath the sweater? He's like, because I don't want him leaving without a shirt on.
What?
And then he was trying to buy it off of my
He's gonna
back.
buy the
He
sweater
was
off
gonna
your
buy
back.
the sweater off of my back. And I was like, no, I was like, no, you don't understand. What I'm wearing isn't for sale. Like,
You can't just have this one.
you can get it online, but this is mine. Also,
Wow.
I'm gonna charge you full price because I'm gonna go buy another one, and this is used. So, I don't know if you want a used sweater full price.
Definitely not.
Yeah, that was such a weird interaction. And then
That
he
is
was like, "Let me
strange.
know when your merch is in stock." I said, "Will do," knowing full well that it's technically never in stock because it's by order. So
Wow.
he'll just never have my merch, and I'm okay with that.
Wow.
Everybody else, though, go check it out. Link in the description on the YouTube.
It's like just this one guy. He's not welcome. Everybody else, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was
He
actually.
also, he
I was
also
laughing.
played guitar, and he was like really trying to tell me all his knowledge about guitar when I was very much better than him. So it was kind of funny.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes people feel like they like need to teach stuff.
Yeah.
You know, especially like older people. They're just like they feel like they need to teach you something, and
Mhm.
it's like sometimes they get on the topics. It's like, okay, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about, so stop trying to tell me how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Second of all, I don't really care. I don't know. I try to be
That's how I
nice and
felt.
just listen to because
You know.
a lot of those old people just want to be listened to, and it's like,
I did listen, but it was so funny. He's like, this is how I play an open E chord. I was like, that's cool. I can play the E chord 5 different ways.
yeah. I mean, that's you're supposed to because you need to be able to adapt to the music. But
Yep.
yeah, kind of a interesting interaction that you had there.
Yeah. Like,
I have not had anything that
Oh, like-
interesting happen to me this week at all.
yeah. I can't believe I forgot about that too, because I was like, that's such a podcast topic. And then I was like, I think I'm gonna just let that sit in my brain and just forget about it.
Yeah, just put it on the back burner. Just let it simmer down.
Yeah. That's not an important
points.
topic for the podcast at all.
One thing I did want to talk about though was LastPass got breached. Did you see that?
Seriously?
Yeah. Well, this is not the first time. They've been breached like several times.
I feel like they're not very secure.
They are secure, but being that they are like their whole MO is that they are the manager of everybody else's passwords, that makes them like a big target, right?
Yeah.
So I've been a fan of the password manager idea, right?
Although it's better to go for stuff like Bitwarden because not only is it like free but open source.
Well, so let me explain what a
Nice.
password manager is first for anybody unfamiliar. Basically, you have like one master password, right? And you put that password in, and then it unlocks typically what's called a vault that has, you typically randomly generate the passes to all the rest of the websites that you go to. I just set up an account on ChatGPT, and it's like whenever I went on there, what I do is I will open up my password manager and I will generate a new password, which is usually like 12 to 16 randomly generated characters. And I use that password instead of like reusing the same password over and over again, which is like what a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
And the advantage to this is that now if ChatGPT leaks their passwords somehow, hackers don't have access to, well, not even hackers, people don't have access to the password that I use for everything. Instead, they have a single time use randomly generated password. That's not going to be useful for getting into any of my other stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So basically, the idea behind security is that you are just as secure as the weakest link in the chain. So if I don't use random websites as links in my chain, then I don't have to worry about how secure they are or whether they're going to be leaking sensitive information. Which is great, right? But that brings up the new problem, right? That, well, if you have all of your passwords stored with a password manager under one password, why don't we just break into your password manager and then have all of your passwords?
Yeah.
Which is an interesting idea, but I think I would rather trust, some password management company that's well reputed over a bunch of random websites with my same password and hope that none of them are going to leak my password.
Yeah.
Or get it stolen, basically.
And also there are protection measures when something like LastPass does get breached.
Yeah, so
they fix it usually.
So the problem though is that LastPass, they've been in the news a couple of times about this over the last couple of years, because obviously they're a big target, right? I don't think it's necessarily that they're less secure. I think it's just because they are a big target because they are the password manager that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
I migrated away from them a while ago because they started charging like ridiculous amounts. They were like, you can use LastPass for free if you only put it on your phone. I was like, that's just stupid. I need my passwords from my phone on my computer and my iPad as well. Like,
Yeah.
if
I
I'm using
use Apple though for their thing. Like they save all your passwords and they can only be accessed through Face ID if you have
yeah,
Face ID.
biometrics. I don't know how I feel about those. I mean, I use fingerprint for all of
Yeah.
my passwords anyway.
It makes so
Because
much more sense though to do like because if you have all your passwords secured by Face ID, like nobody can get it literally.
see, okay, the only situation where biometrics come into question is like you're taken into custody by like the FBI or something, and they need access to your accounts, but you don't want to give it to them. If you have a password that you have memorized, they cannot force you to give the password, right? But if you use Face ID for everything, they can put you to sleep and scan your face with your phone while you're not awake.
That's true. They can't
So,
legally do that though.
well,
They need a warrant.
yeah, but if they have a warrant, they still
Well
can't
then,
get your password
well
if you don't
yeah,
give it to them.
that's true. But if they have a warrant, then I think it's probably fine.
It's probably fine.
Listen, man, I don't really like the government that much to be real with you, but like, I don't know. You probably did something bad if you're in FBI custody.
Probably. But also, what if you didn't? And also,
Eh,
like, obtaining evidence, I don't know. There's just like a weird gray zone there, right? That's my only concern with biometrics that I've heard that's like questionable, right? But also, like, if you get taken by some third party group that doesn't have to abide by the law and they decide to break into your device for some reason or another, then it's like biometrics technically are a weaker link in the security, right? So, like, if.
Is the issue though is that if you're taken by a group that doesn't have to abide by the law, if they threaten to murder you if you don't give them your password, I'm gonna give them my password.
That's true.
So I
So,
feel like it doesn't really work that way.
yeah, that's true. Kind of a niche edge case of stuff that would never happen. But,
Yeah.
still exists in the back of my mind as a security question. It doesn't stop me from using biometrics, don't get me wrong. But like it's still there.
Mhm.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So LastPass, they're like the big name in the password manager industry. They're like the one that everybody's heard of. They're like, "Oh, I've heard of this password manager thing and I kind of want to check it out. Let me see what LastPass does." So they're like the big name. That's why they're kind of like a big target because it's likely that you're going to get information from people that are not correctly using LastPass, right? Because they're not known for being security. Well, I mean, obviously they as a company are security focused, but they're kind of there for the general public who is maybe not necessarily security focused.
Yeah.
Anyway, not a big deal that they got breached. It was kind of the way that they've been handling it, right? So a couple of months ago, they were like, "Hey guys, some people probably got into our servers. Not a huge deal because we don't think they got access to anything. It's fine." Then like 2 days ago, they're like, "Hey guys, so remember whenever we said that those guys got into our server and probably didn't take anything? Well, we were wrong. They actually got all of your passwords. They're still encrypted because we don't store the passwords unencrypted, but if they get your master password, they now have easy access to all of your passwords."
Yeah. The cool thing about that though is that once you change your master password, and also you can probably change your generated passwords too.
Yeah.
You're good again.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't even have to change your master password.
'Cause
So the odds
it's
are they aren't
encrypted.
going to get it. But
Yeah.
you do have to go through and change all of the passwords. And I have like 30 or 40 items in my password manager.
I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna be
definitely
honest.
not fun, but also it is still encrypted. So if you just want to take your chances and hope they don't unencrypt it, you could just leave it.
Right, but it's still messed up that these hackers that breached LastPass have had this data since like I I don't know. I can't tell. It's been a couple of months at least from
And
the articles I've been
the
reading.
problem
Oh,
is that it's not really clear if they knew or not.
yeah,
Like they
it's
could
been
have just
since August.
because like they could have known and they were just like, we'll just keep this on the down low.
Well, no, because they definitely did because in November they put out a notice too that like, "Hey, something's off here," but they didn't say the full extent until like 2 days ago.
That
And the big
is
problem
an issue.
the big problem people are having with this is not that it took them so long to put it out. Like maybe they were doing data collection, sure, whatever. But really, you're gonna release this like 3 days before Christmas when nobody's paying attention?
Yeah,
Like,
I think the
there is
thing is that
nobody that is paying attention to their email right now. Like, seeing
yeah,
LastPass sending them an email saying, "Hey, we got breached," and 5 paragraphs into the email, they're like, they actually have a backup of all of your passwords. That if they are able to decrypt, they will have all of your passwords.
yeah, I think that as soon as you think there's a breach of any kind, regardless if you think they are able to access anything or not, I think you immediately notify and make it a big deal, even if it's not necessarily, because I feel like the saying of better safe than sorry is very true, especially with your data on the internet.
Right. If I'd have known since August, hey, I need to start changing my passwords over because somebody might have access to an encrypted version of them and I want it to be not the same before they can decrypt it. That's different from, hey, they've had access to your accounts possibly since August. Now you better go change your passwords and hope they haven't decrypted it yet.
Yeah,
And they're saying that like the security that LastPass has in their encryption, theoretically it's going to take a really, really long time to brute force it.
Yeah.
But if they're able to phish somebody or something like that, use some other attack vector to get their master password, it's like, well, you're just kind of in trouble at that point.
what are you gonna do?
Change all your
Um,
passwords, and that's it. And like I said, for me, that's no small feat. I have like 30 items in my vault.
Let's just make our own password manager.
Well, I don't think that's necessary. Bitwarden, they do pretty good. I'm pretty happy with
Bitwarden is
Bitwarden.
pretty nice. Also, it's not as big, so it's not as big of a target. Not,
Right, and
Not
the way
not
that
a
they
target though.
the way that they encrypt it, they never actually have access to anything. So it's like, even if they do get breached, it's like they don't have access to
They don't have
anything.
access anyways.
Yeah, and they'll just disclose it right away. They'll be like, "Hey guys, some people got some encrypted copies of your vaults. Might be a good idea if you're concerned about it to go and change your passwords." It's like, "Okay, cool, thanks."
And-
Thanks for the notice. I will consider for the next 10 minutes whether I should spend 30 minutes of my life changing all of my passwords.
That's what's nice about a lot of open source stuff, because like it's the meme though that like you like open source because you're the Linux guy,
Yeah.
but like it's genuinely very, very nice because these people do it
So,
because they want to. Because when it comes to open source, anybody can take your, your project that you've been putting your life into. So it's not about specifically all about the money. It's about like you want to be doing this.
yeah, you want to build a better product.
Yeah.
And so the security part of open source, I think we would be remiss if we didn't talk about it. The security part of open source is complicated because if you're opening all of the source codes, right, people consider that closed source obfuscation is a strong source of security because, well, if you don't know how they did it, then it's going to take you longer to figure it out, right? Whereas with open source, you know exactly how they did it because the source code is there. You can just look.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also means that, well, this company has been vetted by several security agencies that have gone through their code and checked to make sure that the way that they're doing everything is secure. So it's like we know that it's secure because multiple people have looked, multiple third parties have looked and said, hey, these guys are doing pretty good. Their security looks great.
Yeah.
Right? So there's two sides to that open source coin in the security business. I think the interesting thing, though, about Bitwarden is that if you're really concerned about other people's servers being breached, you can host it yourself. So if I wanted to, I could host my encrypted vault on my server at my house, and it would never go to anybody else.
And it'd literally be impossible to, not impossible, but like it would be a waste of time for
Somebody would have to
a
break
hacker.
into my network and then break into my server to steal my encrypted vault, and then they would have to somehow come up with my password to decrypt the vault.
And this is all that work for one person.
And the benefit of that is now, yeah, it's all for one person. In addition to, they would have to be targeting me specifically. So it's like somebody would have to really have it out for me to be, digging for that. Also, I know that I am the weakest link in the chain. So my own security at that point is all that matters. It doesn't matter what some other company is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not that paranoid, so I still use the Bitwarden servers because, they seem pretty good, and I'm fine with that. I should probably support that project because they do have like a subscription that you can buy for like $10 a year. It adds a couple of features, none that I really need, but also like it'd be cool if they kept going, so I should just support the project and help them out.
That's
Because
what
I
I'm
really
saying.
appreciate what they're doing.
I feel like if you make a really good product and you make it free, you'll be surprised how many people will pay you more than you would have charged for it because they really enjoy what you're doing.
I don't know. Open source monetization is a topic of its own. We'll have to save that for another episode of the podcast. But
And it's still difficult because I don't think that's what everybody should do. But like,
it's challenging. Open source is just like a weird niche. We should just have an episode dedicated to it.
yeah,
I don't think anybody will listen to it, but it would be an interesting episode.
Yeah, it's just really interesting though. Just all open source is just really nice.
Yeah, it's interesting to us being tech nerds. If people
Yeah.
are interested, I guess leave a comment. Leave a comment in YouTube or Spotify or wherever you can leave a comment. Or I guess now that we have Twitter and he's going to announce when this episode comes out, reply to the Twitter thread. Be like, hey, you guys should talk about open source stuff. I think that would be an interesting topic.
Guys, go follow us on Twitter. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Also, my mother technically doesn't want me to have Twitter because she thinks it's terrible because it is. But also, I don't go on the trending tab because that's where everything's bad. But yesterday during dinner, I was scrolling Twitter and then she noticed and she's like, "Do you have Twitter?" And I was like, "No,
Wow.
that's not what this is." I didn't say that. I gave in. She yelled at me and then she didn't do anything about it. So I think I'm good.
Wow. Sounds like you're a bad person.
What? I'm a great individual who is very wise.
Yes. So wise that you're being invited to a platform
Called wisdom.
called Wisdom.
Yeah. So obviously I got something right.
Yeah. Maybe. Or maybe they just sent that out to everybody.
Dude, actually though, if I genuinely got I love the Nyix podcast 50 times in my email box, I'm serious. I'd actually put us on wisdom or whatever. I don't know how it works.
Wow.
But then also Jonathan Davis would be on an episode of the podcast. But it's not gonna it's not gonna happen.
No.
But if it did, that would be kind of crazy.
It would be. Last topic I wanted to talk about was Disney doing Disney stuff.
Yeah. So what, like 2 days ago, 1 day ago or whatever, I was very bored. So bored in fact that I went on the Disney app that we got when we went to Disney World.
Disney World app. Clarify that because there are
It's a
multiple
Disney World app.
apps.
Sorry, yeah. I went on the Disney World app just to look at the maps of the amusement parks and just scroll through them and look at the different things. Like I went over to Magic Kingdom and I was like, so where exactly is the Haunted Mansion?
Wow.
By the way, for all you wondering, the reason I have the Disney World app is because we went to Disney World back in February and I made a vlog about it.
Oh my goodness.
YouTube.com/@BeastTG or something because the Beast Gaming was taken.
Wow.
Unfortunate. But
What's the story?
yeah. So I went over to there's like a section of Disney called My Day, and so you link your ticket to the Disney account, and then it tells you when you're going. And with your My Day thing, you can see the wait times of every ride, and you can also, if you pay a little extra, you can also like get specific times where you like register for a ride, and if you show up in that time, you get to go into the fast lane, which is actually a kind of okay system. Instead of paying $120 for like a fast pass thing for 1 day, you're paying it used to be just a little extra to where you would like basically be like reserving a time. But when we went, the Disney Genie Plus service was $15 extra on top of your like $120 ticket, which is a lot, I suppose, but it's not a terrible amount. Like it's not an amount you can't live with. But I was looking again, and the Disney Genie Plus service went up to $30, which is a whole 2 times more than when we last went. And I was like, well, that's a little strange because I feel like you were doing just fine when it was only $15. So interesting that you had to raise the price there.
Yeah, there is an argument to be made that maybe there was too many people using the system.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, fine, but also why don't you just like sell a limited quantity? I don't know. I feel like it just follows this general trend of Disney making everything more expensive. They also, I think, bumped theme park tickets in the last couple of months from what I've been reading. And also, they are adjusting Disney Plus. I don't know how many people use Disney Plus. That's their streaming platform. Used to just be $8 a month, like just period.
Like,
Now
it's
it's
very reasonable.
yeah, totally. I would pay $8 a month, but now it is $8 a month for the ad-supported subscription. So now you can pay $8 a month to watch the Disney movies plus ads. And it's not like, just like one pre-roll or something. It was like I wouldn't be that mad about it, just like a pre-roll. But I was reading about it and it's like there is like several pre-roll ads plus as many as 3 mid-roll ads. So
For like
they're
a
gonna
2-hour movie. Actually
yeah.
less. Like an hour and 45-minute movie.
Yeah. So like and they say sometimes it won't play. It doesn't happen every time, but they're like 30 or 45 seconds of pre-rolls and then like 30 minutes in another ad break and then like 30 minutes in another ad break. So like I don't know. Just makes me kind of annoyed because I really don't like ads and I especially don't like ads on stuff that I'm paying for. That's just like if they wanted to do like a free subscription where you could sign up for free and then just have the ads run, that's fine. I'm not mad about that. It increases accessibility. It encourages people to pay for it. Kind of like a YouTube model. I'm not that mad about that. But you're going to make us pay $8 a month and watch ads. And if you want to not watch ads, it's now $11 a month.
Yeah.
It's
And
just...
It totally is just them wanting to get more money out of it. Because you could make the argue that maybe like production is getting more expensive, so they need to charge more because, they put everything on there now, basically.
Yeah.
But like $8 a month was working out for them for the past like 4 years.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
It's like
the film industry is
get
weird.
it.
I don't know enough about it to comment on like whether prices are increasing and stuff, but it's just like Disney is making everything more expensive and it's kind of sad. But
And the issue is that they can get away with it, especially now with Disney Plus. It's like you literally cannot get a hold of Disney stuff unless you're like buying it, unless you have Disney Plus.
yeah, it is very sad because there's a lot of people that watch a lot of Disney movies and now you have to pay $11 a month to purchase it and everybody's going to do it. Because
Also,
what
like,
else are you going to do?
Paying for like ad supported like streaming stuff is like getting stupidly common now. Like I think Hulu started it and then Netflix joined when their whole thing was no ads. That's like the reason they started as a streaming platform too, was to kill cable basically. And now they do ads. Disney Plus has now joined the ad train, and it's just like they just know that they can get away with charging for these absorbent like subscription prices, but because who wants to pay for cable anymore,
Yeah, I don't know. It's basically turned into you are paying for cable, but you're just paying for the channels that you want.
Yeah.
Instead of paying for all of cable, which is sad because that kind of defeats the purpose of the whole streaming revolution. But it is what it is.
Subscription services are actually kind of annoying me at this point because they're getting to the point where they're not necessarily useful anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some decent ones still. Like I still pay for Audible monthly because
no, stuff like that is like very, very useful, but then you get stuff like in order to have heated seats in your car, you have to pay an extra $20. Looking at you, BMW, I think it was them. I don't actually remember.
It was BMW.
Yeah. After you spending over like 60,000 on your new car, you gotta pay another $20 a month.
Yeah,
so that you can access features that are already there, obviously, because it's a subscription service. It's not like you're going to like a BMW shop to add the ventilated and heated seats. It's already a feature.
Yeah, you're paying for access to your own hardware.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic that makes me frustrated as well, that people are trying to charge subscription services for something that you already purchased.
Yeah. And that kind of works in with streaming services stuff too, though.
I saw an article the other day talking about this. It was a Wi-Fi 6 extender, right? So like those little like things that you just plug into the wall and you connect up to your network that extends your network.
Yeah.
Except for it was a subscription fee.
And you still have to pay for the extender too, right?
I'm sure it was some cheap amount compared to actually buying the extender. But like, unless your plan is to use it for like 3 months and then get rid of it, it's not going to be cheaper than just buying an actual extender.
Yeah. But then the issue is that companies all realize that they can get away with subscription services. And then And then everybody starts doing subscription services for everything.
Yeah, no, it's absurd.
Yeah.
Open source for the win.
I say we ban subscription services.
Ban subscription services? I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I'm happy to pay for some subscription services.
I'm not happy to pay for a subscription service that in the long run is more than it would have been to just buy the thing in general. Like streaming services, I think like Netflix is getting way too pricey. Like, chill out.
Well, I mean, you
But,
look at who's leading the movement, and it's like Adobe and
Yeah.
like industry tools, right? Like Adobe, they charge subscription services to use their software, and it's
Actually,
absurdly expensive.
It also went up $4. It was $52 a month. Now it's $56.
Ooh, they're going up too. And then who else? Like 3D modeling softwares, like SolidWorks, they're a subscription now. AutoCAD subscription, and they're stupid expensive because they're industry grade tools, right? I was at my job.
Is like 10,000 a year or something, right?
Yeah, it's stupid expensive. AutoCAD is also way up there.
Yeah.
But I was like learning AutoCAD at my job, and my boss was like, "I don't want them to think that we're trying to cheat them, but I'm gonna get the free trial first to see if we're actually gonna use this on this computer, because I don't want to pay for it. We're not gonna use it on this computer."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I don't blame you, man." It's like, man, let's make sure that we're doing stuff with it before we just like drop a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
It's unfortunate for small
bad.
businesses. It's unfortunate for individuals.
The only people benefiting are the companies that are charging it, and the
big
companies that are
corporations.
buying it aren't technically benefiting, but it's not hurting them either.
Yeah, I don't know. People,
It's tough.
the saddest thing to me is that people are willing to pay subscriptions for stuff that just works. They're like, as long as it just works, I don't care. You can take my money.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
And what I hate is that I love how Fusion 360 and how Unity do their thing where it's free for personal use.
Individuals, yes.
But companies do have to pay like a really decent amount of money for it.
Yeah.
But like Adobe's like, yeah. So
But the problem with those models,
for you guys.
the problem with those models is that like technically you're supposed to start paying once you start making money off of their product.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're doing it for personal projects, it's like, yeah, whatever, man, do whatever you want. But then it's like if you're making money off of it, I think the way Unity does it is they charge like a certain percentage of the amount of money that you're making.
Yeah.
And it's some absurd percent, like 30 or 40% or something, off of something that you made because you used their platform. So it's just like,
It's kind of fair though. Like there are some times where I don't agree with taking that much, like Apple with their app store. But like, to be fair, Unity is a very, very intuitive game engine. And they're expanding as well into other things, like more.
So, but their goal with making it free is so that way the individuals go and learn how to use their software, and then they go to their company and they're like, "Hey, I know how to use this software. You should pay for it."
Yeah, but that's the issue with a lot of industries though, is that it doesn't really matter anyways because there's only two big game engines used anyways.
Yeah,
Unity and Unreal Engine.
Unless they develop their own engine, which
does
a lot
happen,
of work, a lot of money, very time intensive.
Yeah, only like the very large companies do that, because even like most large game companies still use Unreal Engine, like Epic Games, and I think COD uses Unreal Engine unless they have their own.
Activision has their own engine.
They do? Okay.
Yeah.
I know Nintendo probably does, because of course they would.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm saying, yeah, some bigger ones still use Unreal Engine, because it's very useful.
Yeah, it is a good tool.
I like Unity a lot more, but actually I feel like not that many large companies use Unity too much.
Especially for doing like VR stuff. Unity makes it way easy.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I was developing VR stuff in high school because Unity just makes it that easy. So, I don't know.
They make movement super easy too.
Yeah, that's true, because they have like pre-made scripts and stuff for moving around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very mixed feelings about all this stuff.
You know, that's the issue, is that it'll never be
all good or all bad.
All good or all bad, and I don't think it'll ever change. Unfortunately, we'll never reach a utopian society where people aren't striving to make money.
Maybe that's what we should talk about next podcast, is what's the purpose of owning a job, or what's the purpose of having a job.
Yeah. Unfortunately, communism doesn't work in the real world.
Yeah. I think that's all the time we have for this week.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's all good is this podcast. So keep on listening. Subscribe. I don't know what else. Follow on Spotify and stuff.
Yeah, check us out on Apple Podcasts. Rate 5 stars. You can do that on Spotify too.
Yeah, leave a comment. Comments
leave
really
a
help out.
comment
You know,
on
take
YouTube. It
the
actually does.
GPT chat bot's advice and like give us some meaningful feedback or something.
Yeah, be
Or
sincere and
just do
don't
like
copy verbatim. I
or
learned
just
that
do
today.
just do what we did and put no comment. Or that's what I did. I put no comment on the last episode.
It's actually typing no comment. Commenting no comment actually boosts engagement because you commented.
Exactly. So go comment. It helps us out. Rate us 5 stars. I don't know why.
Twitter.
Internet validation's cool. Oh yeah, the Twitter's there now. Go follow it if you're into that sort of thing, I guess. I don't really do Twitter, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, he won't be there, but you can follow the Twitter. Check
I
out our
will be
YouTubes.
in the comments section of the YouTube though. So if you've got questions or if you want to suggest some topics, that would be great because we definitely have no topic.
Let's get some community going. Come on, guys.
Engage. Hopefully we'll be back on a weekly schedule.
Yeah.
We're gonna try anyway.
And one of these days, Ben will make another video on his channel.
Will I? I didn't know that was in the works.
Well, I didn't say it was soon.
Oh.
It's not in the works, but like,
oh, okay.
You got ideas stewing in that brain of yours, probably.
I do, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do anything about it.
William Osmond retired. Take his spot.
Oh, he's back from retirement, actually. Yeah, retired.
He didn't like, he's not posting as often as he used to.
That's true.
That's his whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm going to actually graduate with my electrical engineering degree. Didn't he drop out?
No, I think he did. Finish.
Dang it. Guess he's better than me.
Well, you just got to get more subscribers, and then he won't be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, there's something to be said about whether or not someone's better than you for graduating with electrical engineering and then becoming a YouTuber.
I don't know. He also's got that comedy that I seem to lack. Anyway, this ending's going on for way too long. Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening to the Nyix podcast. New episode hopefully next week too. If we just keep on a schedule. Anyway, see y'all then.
Keep on Nyxing.